All right, good afternoon, Crowley ISD family. It's great to see you all on this beautiful Wednesday, spring day. We want to thank you for joining us for this town hall meeting to talk about our upcoming elementary school boundary adjustments. We are so glad to have you with us. We have parents, we have principals, we have school board members. We also have our district demographer who's going to talk about some of these changes. But we also have Dr. McFarland. Dr. McFarland, it's an exciting time in Crowley ISD, and we're going to take a few minutes this morning just to go through what's happening in the district. I want to give you an opportunity to welcome everyone.
All right, I'd just like to say good morning to all of you all. Thank you for being on the call, making time in your day-to-day to participate in this town hall with us. We're definitely excited about maintaining an engaged community, and so we are thankful again for your efforts. We also are welcoming feedback. We love to receive your feedback and your input, and there'll be communication on how you can do that. But our aspiration is to create this outstanding, high-performing district, and we believe that in order to do that, we need your support and your input. So thank you for being here today, and look forward to the conversation in this town hall.
Thank you, Dr. McFarland, for being here, your support. So today we're going to talk about our goals with the boundary adjustments. We're going to show parents how to find both their current attendance zone and the new proposed attendance zone if they're being changed. And we're going to go in depth through those proposed changes with our demographer. We'll also talk about how, if you would like to stay at your current campus instead of moving to the new campus, how you can put in a request to do that. And we'll look at the timeline and give you an opportunity to ask questions both throughout the presentation and at the end. So before we get into that agenda, as you're driving around our district, you see it everywhere, but you see it from the road. We have some pictures from the sky showing what all of this growth looks like, new neighborhoods coming in across Crowley ISD, both in the city of Crowley, but also in the city of Fort Worth. This is an aerial from the Llano Springs development over off of Chisholm Trail Parkway, and you'll see there where June Davis Elementary School is. And when we opened that campus just a couple of years ago, there were no homes there. And now, as you can see, it is exploding. This is a look at McPherson Village. It's coming in also off the tollway near Summer Creek Middle School, and you'll see the lot development that's happening there. And then here in the city of Crowley, we have the Karis development from the Nehemiah Company. We'll actually eventually have a school there in the Karis development, but all that dirt you see right now will soon be homes and parks and pools and a Crowley ISD campus. And so it's just exciting to see that growth from the sky. And because of this growth, people are choosing Crowley ISD, and we do need to make some boundary adjustments to make sure we have space for everyone. So that brings us to our goals with our boundary adjustments. We, of course, want to prevent overcrowded classrooms. We want to make sure students have enough space to learn and teachers have enough space to teach. And so that's one of our big goals, to prevent those crowded classrooms. We also want to promote neighborhood schools. We know the importance of neighborhood schools for children to be able to attend a school that's closest to them, that's there in their neighborhood, and not having to drive too far across the district to get to their campus. We also want to continue planning for growth. But while we're doing all of that, we want to make sure that we prioritize minimal changes for our students and families. We know change is hard for everyone, so we want to minimize those changes. So one of our top priorities in all of our boundary adjustment process is to minimize change for our students and families. So know that that's our goal as we work through the boundary adjustments. There really is an easy way on our website to find both your current attendance zone and the proposed 22-23 school attendance zone. And so what you do is you go on our website to the Parents and Students tab, and you look for the icon that says School Locator. Which school will my child attend? And I'm actually going to minimize here and share my screen with you just so you can. I'll talk through how that looks on our website. So here, Crowley ISD homepage, you go to the Parents and Students section. Click on that, and then you go to the S's, School Locator. Which school will your child attend? And here's what that page looks like. This is an interactive map where up here on the top is where you type your home address. Down here, you select either 21, 22. Those will be your current boundaries for where your child is currently zoned, or you can click on proposed 22, 23 boundaries, and they'll show you that. So I'm just going to type in my address here at central office, which is 512 Peach Street in Crowley. And you'll see what that looks like. It shows that I would be currently zoned for Best Race Elementary for pre-K through 5, Richard Alley for middle school, Crowley 9th grade, and then Crowley High School. So that's just an easy way to see this year's boundaries and next year's boundaries. You can also switch between elementary, middle, and high school boundaries. But what we're talking about today is just our elementary school boundaries. get us back to our point. And to talk about what each of those changes are that we're looking at, I'm going to ask our demographer, Mr. Brent Alexander, to join us to talk us through our proposed changes for 22-23. Mr. Alexander.
Mr. Kirchner, thank you. There are 7 proposed boundary adjustments that I'd like to take you through today. We'll start with the first one, which is on the north side of the district, which will impact the Davis and the Sue Crouch attendance zones. This proposed change shown here is if students that currently live north of Alta Mesa and west of Bryant Irvin, they would move from the Davis attendance zone over to Sue Crouch. Currently, there are approximately 60 or 61 students that live in that area that would be impacted, and that would move all of that area that's currently Davis over to Crouch. The second area would also expand the Sue Crouch zone just south of the current campus location. This area currently has no students, but it is zoned for residential. So we are expecting some future growth to occur eventually in this small area there on the east side of the Chisholm Trail Tollway north of Risinger. The third area is also there at the northeast corner of Chisholm Trail Tollway and McPherson. This area currently has the brand new McCoy Apartments. As of this school year, there were 8 enrolled students, but more growth is expected there from an additional subdivision and as that apartment community finishes up. So this area is currently zoned for Davis, and it would actually move to the Dallas Park attendance zone. And then an additional area of Davis that would move over to Dallas Park as well is the area you see highlighted here. It's east side of South Hewlin, north of McPherson, mainly some sections of Summer Creek Ranch, as well as the Wellington Point neighborhood. This area currently has the most students that would be impacted. There are just a little bit more than 100 students enrolled in this area. And we expect about 26 more students to move in from some future development. So this move would move about 130 students out of Davis over to Dallas Park. And then if you turn your attention down to the southern part of the district, in the best race attendance zone, the proposal here is to move the area that is west of Business 1187 and Hampton Road, move that area from best race to S.H. Crowley Elementary. There are currently about 56 students that live in this area. There's some additional development that's planned, and we expect that to add about 20 more students in this area. And so that area would change from best race over to S.H. Crowley. An additional change that's proposed in the best race zone would, since there's a 5th phase that's being developed for Creekside, the Creekside subdivision, the proposal is to put Creekside South back with all of the other phases of Creekside and move that boundary to where all of that neighborhood is together and would go to best race. The Creekside South neighborhood, which currently has about 35 students, they currently go to Deer Creek. That change there would move about 60 students back into best race. And then there's one final move that's up in the Meadow Creek and Jackie Carden area. There is a brand new subdivision called Sycamore Landing that is currently has many homes under construction. This proposed move here is simply a boundary cleanup. It would move the boundary to the green belt that runs through the community. So homes in Sycamore Landing that are on the south side of the green belt would attend Jackie Carden, and homes that are on the north side of the green belt would go to Meadow Creek. And currently there are no students from these homes. Those are the proposed 7 changes. I'll turn it back over to Mr. Kirchner.
Mr. Mr. Alexander, thank you for talking us through there. So there's all of the 7 proposed changes in our boundary adjustments and the number of students who are impacted at each. The next part of our presentation will be to talk about what the options are for families who currently have a student at a school and they're being rezoned, but they want to stay at their current school and how that process works. And so the request to stay at your current campus will be through what we call a student transfer request. And those are done online, and it'd be for families who want to remain at their current attendance zone instead of the new attendance zone. And those will open Monday, May 30th, and be open through Thursday, June 12th. So May 30th through June 12th. And those can be submitted electronically on our website. Also, just go back to that Parents and Students tab and click on Transfers. And that review process takes about 10 business days. And so our goal will be to process those as quickly as possible. And like we said at the beginning of our presentation, our goal is to minimize change for students. So if there is space for students to be able to stay at their current campus, we want to be able to accommodate that. Just to look at the timeline for how everything's happening, of course, today, April 6th, is when we're having our town hall meetings. We have another one this evening. So if you know people from your child's campus or your neighborhood that are impacted by this and need to hear this information, please encourage them to attend tonight at 6. We'll also be posting these on our website for people to watch afterward. Our Crowley ISD School Board was scheduled to take board action on these new boundaries next Thursday, April 14th. And then that transfer window that we discussed opens May 30th and closes June 12th. So that's everything we have right now. We want to open the floor now for questions for you. You can either type your questions in the question box, or you can click the icon to raise your hand and we can unmute you to ask your question verbally. And so we will open the floor for any questions you might have. There are currently no questions in there, but we're going to keep everything open just to make sure. All right, I want to make sure I give anyone opportunity to type in their question or to click the icon to raise their hand, and we can unmute you. Well, I know there are going to be questions that come up. And so if there are, please reach out to us through the Crowley ISD website, or you can email me. I'm Anthony Kirshner, and we will get those answers to your questions. And we'll also post those on our website for other people that may have those under our FAQ section. We know this is not a fun process, but there are some challenges that come with growing, but it's exciting to be a growing district, to be welcoming new families into Crowley ISD. And no matter what school your child is attending in our district, we are committed to making sure your student thrives there, not only academically, but socially and emotionally as well. And so we are excited that you are here in Crowley ISD with your family, and we are excited to wrap up this school year, prepare for 22-23. It's going to be great. So if you see in those maps that you are impacted by rezoning and you would like to submit a request for your child to stay at their current campus, just make sure you get that in. And if you have any questions about that, please reach out to us or your child's principal. I'm going to go back and double check, make sure no questions have come in or no one's raised their hand. Okay, it looks like no. So we're going to keep this open just in case you think of any questions, but we'll officially wrap up this meeting. Dr. McFarland, any parting words for our guests and our families today?
Well, again, just thank you all for making time to be available. And again, if you have any questions or any input, we definitely welcome that. And so as we said, we'll keep this open, but you also can send email directly to us, and we'll definitely take that under consideration. Again, we appreciate y'all. Hope you have a great evening or great afternoon.
Thank you, Dr. McFarland. Thank you all. Have a great day. We'll keep this open for any other questions.